views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
And hello, everyone, and welcome to Open, the one and only show that opens the Bronx and the rest of New York City straight to you. I'm your host, Darren Hyman. Today, we'll update you on what's happening in and around our borough, as well as across the city. Coming up on today's show, we go front and center discussing how Fresh Direct is spotlighting products and vendors for Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Then afterwards, we'll learn about a program where youth will actually learn sportsmanship and endurance through practice and competitive swimming, and a very special young man that we'll feature. Afterwards, we'll learn about a program encouraging athletes to grow in their spiritual faith through devotions, prayer, and basketball. Finally, we'll discuss how one company is serving women at all stages of motherhood and womanhood. And stay with us, because all this and much more is heading your way. Right now, we're officially open. And hello, everyone, and welcome to Open. I am Darren Hyme, and you are watching Open, a live program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to you. We also want to welcome our viewers on Manhattan Neighborhood Network, as Open is being broadcast live simultaneously on the MNN channel. Of course, we invite you to stay connected to us with all of our social media platforms at BronxNet TV, and then also on our website at bronxnet.org. Well, a lot has been going on through the course of the past week. We're going to take you through a couple of things with our Bronx updates. We start off with COVID news. New York City Commissioner Ashwin Vasan announced the change at New York City's coronavirus alert status. The health commissioner stated, quote, New York City has transitioned to a high COVID alert level, meaning now is the time to double down on protecting ourselves and each other by making choices that can keep our friends, neighbors, relatives, and coworkers from getting sick. High alert means actually that New Yorkers are strongly advised to wear masks in public indoor settings and crowded outdoor settings, according to the city's risk page. Now, despite the higher cases, Mayor Eric Adams has said he doesn't anticipate a return to strong masking mandates. Well, the mayor also stated, quote, the number of cases in our hospital are small. The number of deaths are small. We're not at the place that we have to put mandates in place. In other news, the New York State's Public Service Commission protects New York electric prices that could be close to 12% higher than summer last year. Now, the higher than normal projection is due to a rebounding economy from the coronavirus pandemic and international uncertainty over energy supplies, likely the war in Ukraine. This comes according to officials. Now, Commissioner Chair Rory M. Christian stated, quote, because of an expected increase in generator fuel costs, as well as changes in capacity prices and obligations, residential and commercial customers may experience higher commodity bills this summer than last. According to a recent Department of Labor statistic report, New York City dwellers have already seen electric bills rise in recent months. Inflation drove up household energy bills 21.2% from April of 2021 to last month. We turn now our focus to education news. BronxNet Television recently partnered with the Bronx Chamber of Commerce for a media training workshop for business leaders who are actually looking to raise their visibility in a post-COVID economy. Our BronxNet reporter, Arlie Makoko, has the story.
BronxNet Television partnered with the Bronx Chamber of Commerce for a media training workshop for business leaders looking to raise their visibility in a post-COVID economy.
This is a very important couple of months, so making sure they're getting back on their feet, and then also making sure the community is aware of the new businesses that are coming into the area over the next couple of months.
He's the newly appointed executive director of the 161st Street Business Improvement District, working to see around 100 small businesses bordering Yankee Stadium get the resources they need to recover. Part of that vision for Trey Jenkins is participating here.
For me personally, it gets me practice to do interviews and talk to the media. It seems that's going to be more and more on my plate, being that we're by Yankee Stadium.
What we do at BronxNet is community development through media. And we're so proud to partner with the Bronx Chamber of Commerce and Lisa Soren and the Bronx business community.
Bronx Talks' Gary Axelbank spoke to participants about the focus they need to have when it comes to getting their products and services out. Raven Major, owner of the Cleaning Lady NYC LLC, was among those in the group.
Just to build awareness and just to let people know about this business, and that's it, and spread excellence. Why not?
Especially now as communities and businesses prepare to come back.
My company specializes in deep cleaning and maintenance cleaning for homes and offices.
And already a mecca for tourists, the Woodlawn Cemetery and Conservancy is already a major draw for tourists. Director of Marketing and Media Relations Barbara Selinsky shared why she's here.
It's so important because we have so many opportunities. We're called upon to have interviews, we're on Zoom calls, and all of that all put together. I think it's important to be able to portray ourselves in a professional way and learn some tips here today.
I'm owner and operator of Forever 100 Hair Collection, which is an online store, and we sell hair extensions, wigs, lashes, and accessories.
And Katina Sims is owner of Forever 100 Hair Co. She's there also to get some tips.
In the time of post-COVID, the idea is tell your story as quickly and as efficiently as possible. We're going to help you get there so that people pay attention.
And president of the Bronx Chamber of Commerce, Lisa Soren, shared she's also working to prepare the Bronx workforce, accepting and training teens participating in the Summer Youth Employment Program.
These are our future business people, our future leaders, our future. And technology has sort of kind of taken that away. Yet technology is what we're using today to communicate. But at the same time, I think it's really, really important for us to prepare the next generation.
BronxNet also prepared to work with educators and the business community to accomplish this.
We can customize something special for your students, for your professionals, for the public.
For more information on the workshops, you can go to bronxchamber.org. And for more on the media training, you can visit bronxnet.org. At the Hutchinson Metro Center, Arlene Makoko for BronxNet.
And thank you, Arlene. And that is all the time we have for our Bronx updates. We want you to stay with us because we have more open coming up right after this.
built a media network for you.
BronxNet TV.
Come learn in your new state-of-the-art studios at Lehman College.
At Mercy College.
And coming soon to the South Bronx in the Hub.
Inspire with your stories, culture, history.
Your Bronx on BronxNet.
Engage with us.
Connect with us at your channels and at BronxNet.tv.
Learn, engage, inspire. BronxNet TV.
From the Bronx
to the world.
BronxNet.
And welcome back to the show. Food is an important part of our culture, and America's culinary culture would be incomplete without the amazing contributions of Asian Americans and Pacific Islander cuisine. Now, in honor of AAPI Heritage Month, Fresh Direct is having a special by putting a spotlight on AAPI-led and operated food brands. And joining us now to share a little bit more, we've got the freezer category merchant at Fresh Direct. We're pleased to have Gabriela Diaz join us. And Gabriela, glad to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm really excited today to talk about all these great brands that we love to support.
Well, it's an interesting time, right? Because you are taking the time and you're highlighting Asian Americans and also Pacific Islander cuisine. And for you at Fresh Direct, talk to us about the rollout and why you feel this is important.
Yeah, we have so many brands that we've been supporting for many, many years. So it's really amazing to get to spend this month to highlight brands that we love and care about every single day of the year. We really want to give them a shout out and make sure our customers know all about these great brands that not only make great cuisine, but so many of them are owned and operated right in our backyard here in New York.
And so you got some brands and some very interesting things. I want to talk about a couple of them. Talk about hot sauce. Everybody is, well, not everybody, but a lot of people. I'm a person that loves hot sauce, right? And I understand that there's this Fly by Jing hot sauce.
Yeah, Fly by Jing is a relatively new brand for us here at Fresh Direct, but we're so excited to have it. They carry a really amazing chili crisp with a little bit of Szechuan numbing peppercorns. They give you just a little bit of numbingness, so it's not too spicy, but super flavorful. And it's a really great brand that we love to support. We also have their dumpling sauce. So whenever you decide to make dumplings at home, would highly recommend their sauce.
Yeah. And I was doing some research and I understand there's something called green mustache crackers. Now, I never heard of a green mustache.
Well, these are really fun. They're not only really tasty, but they're actually vegan and gluten-free, if you can even believe that. They taste really cheesy, just like, kind of a tiny little cheese cracker, but super, super healthy, clean ingredients, and a great brand.
So give me a little bit more about some of the things that you're highlighting and let our viewers know so they might be able to possibly indulge.
We have a lot of fun brands. So in the freezer aisle, we actually have a brand we've been working with for a very long time called Sun Noodle. They make these really amazing ramen kits. So you can bring ramen right to your door and you can make it at home. You have the option to keep it vegan or vegetarian, or if you want to put meat on it, of course, you can add that as a topping. We also have my personal favorite ice cream brand, Nuna's, which is made right here in New York, and it's Asian flavored ice cream. So there's my favorite, which is a toasted rice ice cream, which might sound a little funky, but I promise you will be totally blown away and buy it every single time you see it.
Sounds like a lot of interesting things that you could actually partake in. Talk to me about the awareness, because obviously you do this to highlight, Asian-owned brands. And when we talk about Asian-owned brands, sometimes they don't get the publicity and the awareness that the public really should get. So are you finding more and more people are gravitating towards these brands?
Yeah, we find that our customers really come to us for discovery. They really want to try new brands and new flavors, and they've really come to know Fresh Direct as a place to find all of those things. So we really make a huge effort on our end to showcase these really amazing brands, and that not only might be local or are Asian Pacific Islander owned, but they also are just really convenient, right? A lot of them are great meal solutions like a Sun Noodle. We also have these great Hodo tofu cubes to make dinner really easy at home. Just heat it right on up and serve it over rice or whatever it is that you want to do. So here at Fresh Direct, we love that we can make food really easy and great for all of our customers.
So what's it been like for you as you gear up for this particular month? Is it a lot of preparation that goes into this month to make sure that it goes off the way that you're trying to get it?
Yeah, definitely. So a few weeks and months leading up to it, we always like to look at what brands that we currently carry and maybe what brands we're about to bring in and make sure that we are featuring them. So we have a lot of long-standing relationships with these brands. So sometimes it's something that we get to do all year round, right? Not just for this month, but we definitely love to spend some time, make sure we do a blog post to highlight them. Even actually in the office, we do like to do a tasting of some of these brands and really making sure that all of us, even at the office, know all about these great brands.
No, thank you so much for being with us. And certainly, as you continue to celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, to know that Fresh Direct is putting that out front and center for its customers and for the public to know more about is a great thing. So, Gabriella, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All righty. We want our viewers to know if you want more information, don't hesitate to visit the Fresh Direct website at freshdirect.com. And then also you can follow them on social media at Fresh Direct. We do have more show. We encourage you to stay with us. Open is coming up right after this. welcome back to the show. Throughout the years, New Settlement Community Center has sought to provide people of all ages with skills to keep them safe, as well as live healthy lives through various services and programs. And New Settlement Community Center offers youth the opportunity to join their Blue Seals swim team. Recently, one of the students made swimming history. And joining us now to share more details, we are pleased to have the Aquatics and Athletics Director at New Settlement. We've got Corey Smith with us. And Corey, congratulations as you continue to support youth, and you saw a return on investment in one of your youth in a very special way.
Very much so. Yeah, I'm very proud, very proud.
So talk to us a little bit about the program and also the special accomplishment of your youth.
Well, you know, the center has about 10 years ago was brought to the community in South Bronx to with a great facility and a pool to allow the neighboring community and the youth to teach them how to swim. And within the regular group swim classes that we teach the community, they developed a swimming team, and within that start building a swimming team and be competitive, and then the kids started to do really well and build it more, and they got better, and we have a viable swim team in the community in South Bronx, which is great. And they're competing at the Junior Olympics level, which is even more substantial and exciting as well.
So give us a little bit more about what we know to be the Blue Seals program, because that's pretty special.
So the Blue Seals is made up of youth from ages 7 and 17, and boys and girls, and they are basically coming from their group swim classes and in other parts of the community as well too, and they compete every other month or so, as much as they can, in competitive meets around the city, tri-borough area, through Metro, and as well as we have 5 practices a week, and for 2 hours, and they work on everything from all strokes, distance, short course, long course. And they're really gelling as a unit in a team, and that's always been our goal, is to make sure that the community has a basis for building certain pillars of athletics, to using athletics and sports and fitness to help them grow as the youth, and seeing that they can also be there's also opportunities other than for other jobs and other opportunities that swimming can provide for them as well.
Yeah. So you have a very special young man. He's 14 years old. His name is Andy Duarte, I believe. And tell us a little bit about Andy.
Andy's a co-captain of the team. He is he's 15 now, actually, and he's extraordinary. He's extraordinary. He is an amazing butterfly swimmer. He's moving into the IM, individual medley, which is a very, very hard race. It includes all the strokes. You know, Andy's a leader. I made him the team captain, co-captain, because he is a very non-verbal leader. He just comes up, does the workout. He encourages those who are having problems or having issues or having corrective their strokes or motivating them. He does it without even actually knowing he does it, which is, like, to me, the best thing about a leader. And he, besides his work ethic of just doing the work, he always wants to improve on all aspects of his athletic and academic career as well too. So I'm super, every time I talk about Andy, I get excited and elated about him, because he's a really good young man, and he's got great potential, great potential.
And he's also qualified for the Junior Olympics, and that's got to be huge, because when you think about young people and them getting their start, you could say this is a young person that got their start right with you.
Exactly. And that's where, you know, he and I have been talking for the last 2 years, or last year or so, about a path for him. And that would be, right now we're looking into college. If not the Olympics, college, you know, and that's a viable option for him because of his talent, his grades. He's a good student. He's a really community person too, actually. He's been in more.
And when you talk about the young people that you have in your program, obviously an opportunity for them to learn about aquatics. And we know the predominant sports are always basketball, football, baseball. But when we talk about aquatics, are we seeing more and more young people gravitate towards there?
Yeah, I think it's I think it's a seasonal sport for people on the East Coast because of our climate and where we live and not having access to it. But we're a year-round pool at New Settlement. We're indoor, we're heated, we're year-round. I think maybe we close 3 weeks out of the year, and that's for renovation and repairs. But it's very interesting and difficult for the resources and around the communities not to have a year-round pool. But it's really great to see them in there in the pool, swimming every day, just having fun. Just yesterday after practice, they were just having fun after practice. We had a 2-hour practice and they were playing water polo. And I was like, you guys just had 2-hour practice. You're not tired? No, they're playing water polo.
Yeah. Well, listen, I mean, when you're young, you got a whole lot of energy, and they get it all in. And some of us look and say that's a little bit too much for us, but I guess for them, it's something. It's something that they can handle. For yourself, what's it been like being that instructor, watching not just the development of athletes, but just as young men and women?
It's been my dream. It's actually been my number one goal is to provide as much access and as much availability for the community and these a lot of minorities within the community. We're only minorities in the community, and show them that there's something more and they should have these access too, and they should know that there's more than just what's in front of them. There's also there's Worlds, there's Pan Games, there's Junior Olympics. They just went to Florida last month. I would like to take them to an actual USA Swim national, so they can see the Olympic trials or something like that. So they can be a part of it and see the glimpse of their eyes. So watching them see that stuff and giving them resources as much as I can, and the opportunities, and talk to the parents, and shaping to certain points, guiding them to a path is that's what I'm there for. So I've always take that very seriously, and I'm very happy to be having a platform and an opportunity to share more and to build the team and the culture of which we're trying to build it in, and have them flourish further. So it's been a joy. It's been really a joy to watch that happen and see them gel as a team and do well, not even just and cheer each other. And that's what it's about,
Yeah. Well, Corey Smith, Aquatics and Athletic Director at New Settlement, thank you so much for being with us, and continue the great work of developing our young people. We appreciate having you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All righty. We want to let you know, if you want more information, don't hesitate. You can visit the website at newsettlement.org. And of course, you can also visit them on their social media platforms at New Settlement NY. We do have more show. We encourage you, don't go anywhere. Open's continuing, coming up right after this. Welcome back to the show. The Salvation Army's East Harlem Hoops program provides a space for athletes who are trying to take their basketball skills to the next level, and while also encouraging the players to grow in their spiritual and faith through devotions and prayer. We've got someone sharing more details to give us more insight. He's the assistant pastor at the Salvation Army Manhattan Citadel Corps Community Center, Lieutenant Eric Muse. And Lieutenant Muse, good to have you with us.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a place I'm very familiar with, and I'm glad to hear that you're continuing and doing the great work of uplifting kids and at the same time helping kids get a good start, also to provide an athletic space for them. Talk about the Salvation Army and this particular program.
So we at the Salvation Army always want to reach out to our community and get those involved in whatever we can. And for years, the Salvation Army Gymnasium has been open to kids coming off the street and just wanting a safe place to be. One of our senior citizens at church the other day said when he was 14 years old and heard the Salvation Army had a basketball hoop, he came running and has been here now and is in his 60s. And, just thanks and it credits the Salvation Army with taking him off the streets and making a safe place for him to be.
So you guys are actually celebrating your 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, East Harlem Hoops, as it has been around now for 10 years as an official league, is going to be a great celebration for the championship coming up. And we're just so excited to be here with so many people that have been here since the beginning and some who've just joined the league this year.
And so this is a league that actually attracts people from across the city, has the opportunity to bring some of some best talent, but also the opportunity to provide some growth and some development. The reason I can tell you is because, like I told you, just found out just before we started, I actually played there and got my start there. As a matter of fact, during halftime, gave my life to Christ there. I remember very specifically how intentional it was in making sure that young people had a place and a space to be able to grow. So can you share a little bit more about creating that place and that space?
Yeah, so we start every game is a requirement for the players before they come in to know that the pastor, as I'm referred to, will be saying a short word for us tonight and giving us a prayer. And so I take Bible lessons from just the simple teachings of Jesus and try to relate it to people coming in who might not have ever heard of the Bible, Jesus, or the Salvation Army. My favorite devotion is when I spoke of the wedding of Canaan and they ran out of wine. And I started my devotion with, who's ever ran out of drinks at a good party? And people got a good kick out of that for the pastors saying that at devotions. But then it really resonated with them that, when we want the things that we don't have and we strive a little bit harder, Jesus is always there to provide a miracle along the way to give us a helping hand. And these guys come in and ask for prayer requests. And, really, I get to know them on a personal level. We just had one gentleman just released on bail from jail, and he came and said, Pastor, I need to talk to you. And we had a conversation about his life and where it's going. And he left much more positive that night than he came in.
What feeling does it give for you having the opportunity to really see lives be transformed? Because, we talk about basketball, but basketball is a part of it. Faith is a part of it as well. But really, it's about life transformation and using the time that's there to really help to develop people. You gave the great example of that young man who just came out from being incarcerated. But there's so many other stories that are similar, maybe not incarceration, but just life in general.
Yes. They come with all of the hopes, fears, and trials and tribulations that so many people face in our wonderful city. And they just come in seeking a better way. And they know that at the Salvation Army, there's some different rules than other basketball leagues. And they quickly realize that there's an impact on their lives being had and that Jesus Christ is there. And he wants a personal relationship with each and every one of them. Our two basketball commissioners who have been with the league since the very beginning said to me just last night at one of our games, Lieutenant, we've lived in East Harlem all of our lives. And now that we're grown, this program has really just pulled us up. One is an administrator at a local middle school, and the other is a businessman. And they have just said the Salvation Army has only made them better, and that their relationship with East Harlem Hoops has only grown their relationship with Jesus.
Amazing, amazing. So where do you go from here now that you've had this, you got the tournament and things going on? Where do you go from here?
Well, unfortunately, last year during the hurricane, our gym flooded and was under 6 inches of water. So at the end of the season, we will be getting a brand new gym floor and putting that down this summer. And as we prepare for that, we have some other things going on. We're looking to start off of this adult basketball program, hopefully maybe a youth basketball program this summer once the floor is installed, and have some local kids who attend church and our rhythm music program during the week come in and be able to have a fun place to play during the summer and make sure they're still coming to church on Sunday.
So for you, honestly, it's an opportunity to reach people within the community, but also in your own kind of special way, you're building a community. And as you look around and you see the lives that have been impacted, the players that you have coming in and out of the gym, do you notice a sense of change right within your community?
Yeah, for sure. When I first moved to Harlem a year and a half ago, our first Sunday was Valentine's Day. And I knew very little about our overall community. And now I walk down the streets and I'll hear someone yell from down the block, "Hey, Pastor." And it's one of the guys from basketball. And they come running up to me and tell me the good news of the week and what their lives have done. And we, people spend vacations together from this basketball program. They go off to other tournaments and always reflect back to their time at the Salvation Army. And they just know that when they walk in, it's one big family, that at the end of the day, even though the game might get a little overboard sometimes, that they can share that, the next time they're going to get them, or they're just going to keep on going.
Lieutenant Eric Muse, it's been great talking to you. Congratulations. Good to see the Salvation Army and East Harlem making a tremendous difference. As I said, it's made a difference in my life. I'm here today to be a living testament of that. But I know there's so many other people who can say the same thing. So thank you so much for being with us, Lieutenant Muse.
Thank you so very much. It's been my pleasure.
All right. Well, we want you to know if you want more information, we encourage you to visit the website at salvationarmy.org. And there you can find out more about that program and a whole lot more. And speaking of a whole lot more, we do have a whole lot more coming up. Stay with us here on Open.
We built a media network for you.
BronxNet TV.
Come learn in your new state-of-the-art studios at Lehman College.
At Mercy College.
And coming soon to the South Bronx in the Hub.
Inspire with your stories, culture, history.
Your Bronx on BronxNet.
Engage with us.
Connect with us at your channels and at BronxNet.tv.
Learn, engage, inspire. BronxNet TV.
From the Bronx
to the world.
BronxNet.
When taking public transportation, don't touch your phone. Carry hand sanitizer and use it immediately upon leaving the bus or train. Avoid touching your face. If someone is coughing or sneezing, move away. Wash your hands with soap and water as soon as possible. Limit contact with poles. If possible, avoid rush hour. Don't eat or drink on public transportation. Keep your bag off the floor or other surfaces. Avoid directly touching turnstiles. Stay up to date with the latest from your local health department and CDC.
And welcome back to the show. If you want to know, Mom's official objective, also known as MOO, is a movement dedicated to helping women navigate nutritional and hormonal challenges at every stage of motherhood. With an optimal health supplement, MOO identified the multiple challenges that women face in obtaining quality education to help prevent poor maternal health. Joining us now and sharing more details, we are pleased to have the founder of Mom's Official Objective, Lydia Simmons. And Lydia, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Hi, everyone.
Hi. So when you talk about your organization, tell me what was behind getting it started?
Well, MOO is a health technology firm, and we focus on motherhood through the spectrum of our generational aging, especially postpartum. Our company is founded on the basis of my own personal experience in postpartum. I had a baby. We all know the cycle of childbirth, but what we didn't know, and what I in particular didn't know, was what comes next, which was for me a really hard postpartum that I could not find either answers for what I was experiencing or any type of aid, be it ingestible things or topical things or any of those things, right? There was not a lot of education there. And so what I had to do was resolve an issue for myself. I was highly malnourished. I was dehydrated. I was having issues like iodine deficiency, iron deficiency, low breast milk supply, non-restorative sleep. My hair was falling out. I had really sagging eyes, dark circles. I looked and felt sick as I was. For me, I addressed the issue by looking into the medical side of things, but there was no answers for me. I realized that this was possibly and most likely the problem for a lot of women that were in my same situation. And so I sought to figure out a way to address the disparity in this area. And MOO is a result of that research and that application.
So now you move forward and you actually put things into practice. You've got products that are actually out there to help people based on your personal experience. Talk to me a little bit about the products that are out there and what's available to women now.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got our start with the postnatal. Following childbirth, it is the predecessor of having a baby and going through the postpartum experience. However, what's been taught is a prenatal is what we should carry over into postpartum. So we got to start with the postnatal, which is a capsule. This capsule takes the place of a multivitamin in your everyday walk through wellness. From there, we merged into a collagen, and the collagen supports those aging skin factors and bodily factors like joints and muscles and things of that nature. We also address a lot of our mental health conversations and issues like postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety. And for that, we've developed a CBD that's especially formulated for moms with very high terpenes, essential oils, and things that really speak to some of those mental health declines that we will see as a part of postpartum. Our latest product is a Ayurveda tea, which is something that we thought would be really, really great for moms who are kind of transitioning through the latter part of breastfeeding and may even be perimenopausal or full-blown menopausal and need help regulating some of those irregularities with hormonal imbalance and estrogen dominance. And so for now, that is the range of our product, but we have more to come very soon.
Well, talk to me about this, because you had a personal experience, right? And prior to your personal experience, how much knowledge did you have about this, or were you pretty much in the dark?
I was in the dark. I always considered myself to be pretty educated, and I understood what I should expect and what those questions should be during pregnancy because they're made available to us. The discussion is the central part of your visit during your prenatal care. But not one time was there a conversation about postpartum, not prior to postpartum and not during postpartum. There's a huge disparity. There is a 16-to-1 ratio of prenatal visits to postpartum visits. So what that means is during the time that the baby is actually in your belly, you are at average going to see a doctor 16 times. For your postpartum appointment, you get invited back to one, and that is about at 6 weeks postpartum. The problem with that is not just the number, but it's also the timeline. A lot of times, some of these issues that I started to experience don't happen until after that 6-week mark. And so if you're being brought in and being asked questions about how you're feeling and what you may be experiencing, the answers may be positive because your body may not yet be showing that it's having an issue when there is something that's steadily creeping up if not addressed properly.
We talk about maternal morbidity, and that number continues to rise. Talk to me about the work that you're doing in increasing, or I should say in reducing it, because this is a real factor, and a lot of people, unfortunately, have to suffer. But I know that you're trying to do your job in terms of doing something to provide a corrective alternative there.
Yeah, we've spent a lot of time collecting data, aggregating data, collecting metrics and putting boots on the ground to really understand what moms are facing. The problem is that the disparity in the morbidity area is about a 6,000 person number. You know, here's the issue that a lot of people aren't quite addressing, and here is where Moo comes in. The morbidity number is 600,000 women per year are suffering from some level of morbidity. However, what doctors are really addressing is a advanced morbidity or extreme morbidity case. And these are cases where mothers are possibly dying or very close to it. But women who are experiencing things like I mentioned are also a part of that 600,000 number. And the way that you really get ahead of that is to do the educational work prior to and to put things into place. Well, we've put some things into place that are tangible, consumer packaged goods for women who wouldn't have access to them any other way. But there is also a big conversation, and there's a lot of de-aggregating of that data that needs to be done in order to make an effective change. What I'm saying here is there needs to be action. And so we're taking our stand and we're accepting our challenge to get out here and charge on the conversation of the morbidities, of the disparities that face women who look like me, primarily, but it doesn't stop there. It's not just me. Women who have babies, no matter what demographic they're a part of, are experiencing these morbidities and contributing to the 600,000 women affected by it yearly.
Yeah. So for a woman that might be out there watching and they're hearing and they're saying, listen, this sounds something I want to talk about, something I want to find out more about, what do they do?
Yeah, so you can find us publicly listed at everymove.com. You also can find us socially at every.move on Instagram, Facebook, and across other social media platforms. If there's a question or if there's an issue that you have, or you may be experiencing an ailment right now, we have people standing by live around the clock to assist you. You literally can just drop in our DMs and get a response on an issue. Ask a question. Our community is pretty large as well. There are always moms who are willing to jump in on issues. If you see a post or you see a conversation that we're having about something that applies to you, jump in the comments to get a discussion started. We love that. We love having that. From there, we would be able to help you find resources that are available more central to where you actually live and point you in the right direction.
What's the biggest conversation being had right now?
I think the biggest one right now is Roe versus Wade. I think that the work that Charles Johnson is doing in the area of his wife's death, Kira Dixon Johnson, is a big talk. I think the next biggest talk is the shortage on baby formula. It's a big deal and it's real.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of the story that we've been following here too as well. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like things are getting any better. Lydia, I want to thank you so much for being with us here on the show, and we appreciate having you.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
All righty. Well, I want our viewers to know that if you do want more information, what I want you to do is be able to go to their website at everymove.com and then also follow them on Instagram at every.move. Thanks, Lydia, for joining us. And we want to also thank you because guess what? Unfortunately, we are out of show. We've come to the end of our show. I want to thank all of our guests for joining us today and also you, the viewer, for tuning in. Now, if you missed any part of the show, you can catch the Recablecast on BronxNet Channel 67 or Verizon Files Channel 2133 or anytime on the web at bronxnet.org. Now, if you're looking for a brand new episode of Open, what we do is we tell you come on back on Friday. My girl, Rena Valentine, will bring you the best of arts and entertainment. Until then, I'm Darren Jaime saying take care, God bless, and most of all, keep this channel wide open.